what I'm going to show you now is sometimes you want to install some plugins to your editor, and those plugins have special requirements, like they need extra assets, JavaScript files, CSS files, stuff like that. This one here, Bootstrap Tabs, is a very nice plugin, but requires some of those extra assets. So if you click on documentation, it will take you to its website where there's a demo. And if you read installation, you see the third point says include Bootstrap CSS, Bootstrap JS, and the jQuery JS dependency for your CKeditor. So the good thing is Concrete5 comes with Bootstrap. So we already have access to Bootstrap JavaScript and CSS, but unfortunately Concrete5 doesn't include the JavaScript for the tabs. So we're going to have to download that separately from the Bootstrap website. So first thing I want to do is download my Bootstrap Tabs plugin that I'm going to need. So I'm downloading that. It's going to open up automatically. Here it is. I'm saving it on my desktop. Okay, I don't need this page anymore. I'm done with this. I'm going to keep this as a reference so I know what I need. And I'm going to go to the Bootstrap website, get Bootstrap. And here we are able to download a customized version of Bootstrap with just what we want. So be very careful. As of now, Concrete5 doesn't use Bootstrap 4. It uses Bootstrap 3.3. So you have to go there. I'm not sure what would happen if you try with Bootstrap 4. I didn't try it. Then you go to Customize. So remember, all we need now is the tabs. Everything else is already in Concrete5. So I don't need any of the last files or anything here. So I'm going to toggle all. Okay. Here we are. jQuery plugins. Toggle all again. All I need is the tabs. Here they are. So I'm clicking here. Everything else is just values for CSS. I don't care. So I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. And I'm going to download my file. Here we go. Okay, so in this file, you're going to find two .js files, Bootstrap and Bootstrap min. Min just means minified. Let's use this one because it's the smallest one. So you unzip it and you're going to put it, you lose it later. Let's finish with what we're trying to do now. So what we're going to do first is we're going to install a plugin using our package, CKeditor Pluginator. So I'm adding a plugin. You'll see this one is very simple to install. Doesn't require lots of dependencies. Actually, dependencies already installed, so no problem. So I'm gonna upload my plugin. Here it is, Bootstrap 1.1. Okay, it requires one dependency. It's in green, so it's already available. I don't have to do anything anymore. I'm going to give it a name. Bootstrap Tabs. I'm going to activate it, of course. I'm going to put the version in just because it's nice. And that's it. For now, that's what I need. So I'm going to add the plugin. So now that that's installed, I'm going to try to add tabs in a content block on my page and see what happens. Here's my content block, drag and drop here. Okay, so here it is, my tab plugin, nicely installed here. I click on it. It asks for a title. Use one because it's important. My tabs for now, whatever you want. Number of tabs, I'm going to just add 3. This is only used once you already have tabs and you want to delete some of them. Okay, so now I'm going to do that, 3 tabs, and okay. Immediately it creates a set with 1, 2, 3 tabs. Tab 3 content. So here I can change the content from my tab 3. That's nice. But if I want to change content for tab 1 and 2, I'm clicking and it's not changing. Why? Because we need that Bootstrap Tabs script that we downloaded earlier. So we need it, and we need to load it with the page. So that's what we're going to do. And we also need the rest of Bootstrap CSS and JS that comes with Concrete5 and jQuery. So first, we have to put a file somewhere. So here's my website, my application folder, Concrete Extra. So it all takes place in the application folder. Application, files, and here I created a folder JS that you might already have or not. If you don't have it, create it, okay? Then inside it, I created a folder Bootstrap Tabs, just keep it simple. And here are my files. That's the minified version. That's a normal version. In the zip file I downloaded, they were called Bootstrap. I renamed them to Bootstrap Tabs, call them anything you want. I'm going to use the minified version, not this one, so I don't need both, but just to show you that it's here. Okay, so again, that's in application, files. I created a JS folder, then a folder for my scripts, and inside it, my scripts. Okay, now what do I do to call all this? Again, in application, this time in Bootstrap. I have a file called app.php, and in it, we can add stuff to load extra assets. If you edit it, you will see it contains a lot of examples of things that you can do here, right? So that's pretty good. So we're going to use this. Okay, so we want to load jQuery, we want to load Bootstrap CSS, Bootstrap JS, and our tab script. If you're using Concrete5 default theme, you'll see that jQuery and Bootstrap are already loaded. That's very good, but you have no guarantee it will always be loaded. If you use another theme, maybe it will be, maybe it won't. So you have to require it anyway. And then Concrete5 is smart enough to know when you require it, if it's already loaded, to not load it twice. So how does that work? Very simply, we are going to use some assets, assets that we need here. We need to write this. I'm going to need this asset list, which is a very, it's a tools that Concrete5 gave us to use. Asset and view. And I'm gonna get myself an instance of the current view. What it means is whatever I'm looking at, I want an instance of it because I want to add stuff to it, right? So view, get instance, okay. Now I have to check that my view is an object, because if I don't actually have a view, I can't work with it. So I'm checking that my view is an object. So if v is an object, then I'm going to do some stuff. Okay, the first things I'm going to do is require jQuery, Bootstrap JS, and Bootstrap CSS. So it's very simple with Concrete5. You simply do this. And let me explain to you how it works easily. In the view, you require asset. This asset is a JavaScript asset. It's jQuery. Here it is, jQuery, JavaScript. Then you want all of Bootstrap JavaScript assets. So it, again, require asset, JavaScript, Bootstrap / a little star. And the same for CSS. Okay. So again, if your theme is already loading all this, Concrete5 will not load it twice. But if it's not, then Concrete5 will load it, and then it's pretty good. Okay. Now we want to load our tab script. Here we go. What we need to do is we're going to register it as an asset. like that, Concrete5 will know, oh, that's a new asset, you know, take it into account, and then I'll require it. So first, I'm getting asset list. That's why I have this here, right? So AL asset list get instance, just like we did for the view. Okay. Then once I have an instance, I'm going to register my my script. So there are a few steps, but you're going to see it's very simple to understand. So a register, what is it? It's JavaScript. So I call it JavaScript. I have two choices here, JavaScript, CSS. I know it's JavaScript. Then I give it a name. I called it Bootstrap /Tabs. That's how Concrete5 will identify it and know what I'm talking about. I could call it anything I want as long as it helps me identify it. Then I'll tell it where to find it. Here it is. So you don't need to tell it it's in application. It will know because you're calling it from this app.php file. So you say it's in files, JS, Bootstrap Tabs, and then the name of my file here. Then I give it some information, version. Well, it's 3.3 because it's Bootstrap 3.3, so I'll set that, but you can put any number you want. I ask it to be loaded in the footer, not in the header. I'm not asking to minify it. I'm saying false because I'm already using the minified version, so no need to use, you know, resources for nothing. And combine it. You can say true, you can say false, up to you. I suggest you say true. Usually it's just better to combine it. So instead of having 5 or 6 files to load, it loads just one file, which is always good with to load faster. Okay, so now I register this asset. So I need to require it, and to require it is exactly the same like we did before. I'm going to require it. I'm going to copy this one here. Here we go. But of course, I'm not requiring jQuery. Again, I'm requiring this one here that I named Bootstrap /Tabs. So here we go. Now this is going to load, right? So if I just do this, now I'm going to go back to my page where I added my content. Okay, I'm going to save this or else I'm going to lose it. Okay, so I'm putting my content block in edit mode again. And now, technically, if I did my job correctly, I should be able to tab, and it works. Tab 2 content, tab 1 content. So now I can just change the content and modify this. So a few things to know about this, and we're gonna add a little something for a nice little trick. So if you click on the tab, double click on the tab, it opens this again. So you can modify stuff, add tabs if you want and all. If you want to remove a tab, just click, choose the tab to remove, and then click OK. So obviously you're not going to name those tabs, so you just can change your name here. Here we go. Okay, so now if I double click it again and I want to delete the tab, this time it gives the name I just gave them. So it's pretty neat, it's pretty nice. Okay, so you change your content. See? Okay. The only thing I don't like here is if you have a lot of content above and below it, and say you want to add more content, you don't really know like if you're still inside the tab wrapper or not, or it might be a problem, you know, like you think you're typing in the tab and then you're not really in the tab. So that can be a pain. See, like here, I thought that typed some text in my first tab and then no, I tapped below it. That's a bit annoying. I don't like that. I want to fix this. So I'm going to save this first. Okay, what I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to make sure I have a red outline around my tab content, but only when I'm in edit mode, right? So to do that, first, I'm going to create a little style. Then I'm going to want to add to my page, but only in edit mode. So here it is. It's very simple. It's a style. So inside an element with a class of Bootstrap Tabs, any element with a class of tab pane will have an outline of 1 pixel, solid, red, and I've made it important just in case. Still using my view, I can do this. Okay, add header item style. However, if I do this, what will happen is, well, I'm going to show you, I will always have that border, no matter what. And that's not what I want. What I want is to see the border only when I'm in edit mode and modifying my content. So I'm reloading the page to show you what's happening. Okay, I have the border. But if I was, and you see clearly some text is outside the content of my tab. So I'm going to modify my code so it shows me that border only in edit mode. So here I have to change something. Okay, to know if I'm in edit mode, I have to grab the current page. The problem is when I'm in app.php, like here, at this point in the loading of Concrete5, I do not have access to the current page. So I can't use it. It's not going to work. So instead of doing it here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an event listener for an event called onPageView. Okay, so this is how it works. I'm going to put it here on top because that's where I want it. Here. And then here, here, and here. Okay, so events add listener on page view, call this function with event. Okay, so when I have this, I can have my current page like this. My current page is given me by the event. Since the event is on page view, it can tell me which page it is. So page is event get page object. Now I have the page, right? I'm going to want this to use that page. But what I want to do is instead of adding the header item, I want it only when the page is in edit mode. So it's very simple to do. Here, I'll replace this. Okay, so what I'm saying is my page is an object, so I actually do have a page, and not page is error, so there's no problem with that page, and page is edit mode, so I'm in edit mode, then and only then please load my style. Actually, I can even put this inside my if, since I won't really need it unless I'm trying to load it. So let's put it like this. So this looks very nice, except it's not going to work because here I don't have access to this page variable. This here page is empty. It means nothing because page is inside my event function. So I need to take all this and I'm going to put it right here, right below my code. Here we go. And I'm going to try to align it correctly because this is crap. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to reload my page. Still in edit mode. Okay. I have my red tab. I know exactly where I am. If I want to put content in here, I can tell I'm inside my tab and nowhere else. Okay, well, if I want to go below my tab, I'm here. And by the way, let's say delete this, right? So I'm here. If I want to put some content here, I'm clicking, nothing happens. Well, the tab has a nice little feature that you'll find in a lot of plugins. You see when I hover, you see those arrows that appear, this little thing here, click on it. Oops, what happened? Okay, sorry. Click on it and then it puts you below it and you can add some content here. Okay, so I'm going to save and then I'm going to publish my page. Ooh, sorry. One thing I forgot to say, keep that in mind. You see here, my second tab is selected when I saved. So whatever tab is selected when you edit your content and you save, that's the page that will be shown first when you load your page in normal mode. So I saved with my fruit tab selected. So after I publish my page and I reload my page, the fruit tab will be selected first. So make sure you save with the proper tab selected before you save. So like I said, the fruit tab is selected. Now if I click, here it is. Veggies are good for you. My nice Bootstrap tabs inside my content. Very nice. So before I leave you to play with this, one last thing. What happens if you decide to delete the plugin from CKeditor? Very simply, if you delete it or deactivate it, disable it, this here will still work. You'll still be able to click and you have your content and everything. But when you edit your content block, if you click on the tab, you won't have the tab edit window appearing, allowing you to add more tabs or delete tabs or anything like this. So, but this will still be working. Okay, have fun.